So, hello. Once again, I'm back on my old, trustworthy Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD Edition. And before I will continue, let me check out the stream, because today I'm doing an experiment. Okay, it must be working properly. I guess the website, yes. Okay, so all good. So yeah, let's check out the system information before I will keep talking. First, using the GUI method by going to System Settings, then System, then About, and System Details. Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD Edition, 32 GB of RAM, 2 TB of SSD storage space, and the GPU is AMD Radeon RX 6800M, and the CPU is AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX. Using Fedora Workstation version 44, GNOME, Wayland, and the Linux kernel 7. And I think either last night or today it had a great system update. But let's just go to the terminal. Zoom in a bit. I think this is fine. You can take a pause. You can pause the stream and take a good look at your own pace, or later on the video on the YouTube channel when it will be available. But please pay attention to the screen resolution. I'm running this system at full 4K 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz. However, as always, today that I'm recording locally and streaming at the Kick service, I'm doing so in downscale of full HD and 30 FPS. And let me go back and show you my OBS settings. Let's go there. Here we are. Output, I'm using for the recording and the stream the same encoders basically. For audio, FMPEG AAC, and for the video, FMPEG VAPI 8264, and I'm using MKV and 8000 bitrate. And this is the screen resolution, full 4K, downscale to full HD, 30 FPS. So with all those things out of the way, let's go and check out the official webpage of Fedora and then GNOME. So Fedora, it's your operating system. An innovative platform for hardware, clouds, and containers built with love by you. 100% free and open source. Latest release 44. These are the versions that are available. Fedora Workstation, which I'm using, the leading Linux desktop. Fedora KD Plasma desktop, the next generation personal desktop. Fedora Server, a community server OS. Fedora Cloud, the lightweight VM environment. Fedora Core OS, the container optimized OS. Fedora IoT, the solid edge foundation. Want more Fedora options? Atomic Desktop, Fedora Spins, Fedora Labs, miscellaneous downloads. And of course it has plenty of good information. Let's check out the Fedora Workstation version, which I'm using. It says, the leading Linux desktop, a beautiful high quality desktop featuring GNOME, built on top of the latest open source technology. Trusted, powerful, and easy. And goes on and says why Fedora and blah blah blah. And then this is the official GNOME website, an independent computing platform for everyone. A more elegant way to use your computer, and blah blah blah. So you can read all these links in I have them always included on my YouTube videos, so later on my YouTube channel you can find all those links and other things that I'm discussing usually on my videos or streams. So yeah, yesterday I showed you the BlackMagic's DaVinci Resolve latest version, Not talking about the public beta, of course, which is version 21, but the latest normal release of the studio version, which is 20 something. I have installed it on this system, and I showed you just around a few things that I was able to accomplish. And I promised you that I will share an update in the next days or something, but I have already a few things to say. Yesterday I said I had a negative thing happening to me when quitting the app. The system was slowing down for like, I don't know, a few minutes down the road. But it seems that some kind of a fluke, maybe after some kind of an update or the installation or something, because I didn't have it happening again and again and again. It was like one time yesterday and one time today, and that was only after the first time after I had installed the updates, the software, everything that was needed in order to make the system ready for the installation of DaVinci Resolve Studio. And today, after the big update, or it was last night, I don't recall exactly, so much work, real life things going on. So anyway, after the big system update, which it broke the DaVinci Resolve installation, I had to reinstall my Mesa drivers, the GPU drivers. And after I did that, I ran again the studio version just fine, no problem. But when I quit again the app, I had the same issue. Anyway, I have prepared couple more files for the project of DaVinci Resolve that I showed you yesterday. And once again today I will try to demonstrate this for you. So here it is. And as we can see, I have now 3 files today in the project, these files. So basically, the 144 is the video file from a couple days ago. And these 2 files are from basically yesterday's video and stream. I have them all on a 4K timeline. This is the information of this file, full 4K. Sorry for this. Full 4K file and full 4K file. And as you can see, the 2 of them are about 15 minutes long, and this is almost 22 minutes long. Anyway, I have them on my timeline. Keep always in mind that I'm streaming, recording at the same time. 4K resolution driving the screen and downscaling the thing for the recording and the stream. But still, all what we are going to experience now together, it's not what I really see when I'm not streaming or recording. Keep that in mind. So right now I'll just hit the play. I literally managed to accomplish this. One more thing that I didn't mention yesterday, I have disabled all kind of things that optimize the system. I have disabled optimized media, proxies, RedderCast, Fusion Memory Cast. Basically, I'm trying to use the system as hard and as much as possible to make it pain, so to make it kneel, fall on its face. But let's see what is happening. So maybe a little wrap around it. I didn't touch the latest version just fine. In my latest version, I'm talking about the official release. Fedora server, Fedora cloud, Fedora CoreOS. After the install went fine, I just had to set. So yeah, besides this little scratching thing happening when switching between videos and having the system almost seemingly cap around 20 FPS while playing back this thing, let's jump in Fairlight as well. Let's try to make it play here. I've shown you this before, but let's just stay for a moment here in the video. DaVinci Remote Monitor, and install DaVinci Resolve, and of course take care of it. So here, as you can see, perhaps not the best performance ever, but still one can work with DaVinci Resolve for simple projects. I'm sure no problem at all. But as I said, I promised that I will share the experience that someone that I trust completely with DaVinci Resolve. He's an expert on it. What he said to me is that he brought his own projects and tried to work his own projects. Of course, he's coming from high-end machines using like 4090, 5090 on the desktop and MacBook Max version, I think 3, 4, something like that, Apple MacBook Pros. He said to me, of course, the performance is lagging by default because the machine is kind of old for what he needed for his projects. But still, he was surprised that this thing was running at all. But not a good thing when you are using modern projects with 4K, 6K, 5K cameras out there. I think his camera was a 6K camera, if I remember correctly. Anyway, surprised that it works at all. Surprised on Linux, that is, because he didn't even know about this thing. But yeah, if you want good performance, modern performance, of course you have to do this in a modern machine and not like few years old machines. But other than that, he didn't have any crashes or anything while trying to work with his projects. It was just that we needed to convert the files first in order for him to be able to work the projects, especially for the audio thing, which is a real deal. And I will show you, I will quit now DaVinci Resolve and I will try to demonstrate this. Keep always in mind, as I said, we are recording and streaming the whole deal. This is somewhat very important, but still check out how fast it's going to be, the whole audio conversion thing. And I'll try to do it with, let me check out. Okay, yeah, right now I'm recording as well, so, but we will see. I will just try to rename this file, for example, because I don't want it to create any problems. Let's just go with like this, and then this one too, like this. And then I will try to use the terminal for this one, for this conversion. So let us move on this and just do. These are things that I was doing before, not all. But let's just do like specifically this one, because I'm doing the recording as well. So now I will press enter and check out how fast it's going to happen, the whole conversion, so to speak. So as we can see, it goes pretty fast, but this is one way to do it, and I will show you one more way after this. So I will stop it now. And then I will do the other version of this. Remember, I will give you all this on my guide, so don't worry about this. And this is the other version. I will stop now. So yeah, you can have in a few seconds, especially with the first method, your big file, 4K file that is, converted to a compatible format for the DaVinci Resolve Studio. So yeah, and keep always in mind, I repeat, we are recording and streaming at the same time for this demonstration. Anyway, I don't want to drag this any longer. I'm really surprised myself with the whole situation. I have almost ready everything about the guide for Fedora 44 plus BlackMagic's DaVinci Resolve Studio, how to install it and run it on your system. And yeah, hopefully you will like what you will see. And I have a few more things to accomplish. I have a few more ideas to practice on Fedora 44 Workstation, which, if they are going to work, most probably I'm going to try to do all those things moving forward in the other Linux distributions as well that I will be trying or retrying, because as I promised, I will go back and check out Pop OS again, for example, PicOS, Nubara, etc., etc. And yeah, we will see, and maybe install in modern hardware like this one or my Lenovo Legion, operating systems like Endeavour OS or Void Linux that I have installed only on my old MacBook Air and MacBook Pro of 2012. Anyway, I don't want to drag this any longer. As always, thank you for everything and see you on the next one. Bye!
Thank you.